Hey everybody, Frank the Taper here, episode 3, live from bedroom number 2. I already went over some things already in episode 1 and 2 of this room. We went over some close lessons and stuff. Now I'm just gonna go behind me. I'm gonna do some taping, and I'm not really gonna say anything. I'm just gonna do it. You're gonna see how I move and how work gets done. So, here goes nothing. I got my pouch on here. All this pouch holds in this pouch right here is this. Sometimes I keep my 10-inch knife hanging in there, and this trusty little Phillips head screwdriver in the pouch, so I don't have to. If I'm up on the ladder, I have it. Then I have over here tape holder, and so this pouch I got like in Harbor Freight. I'm a big fan of Harbor Freight tools. And this pouch it's not like a carpenter pouch with all things, pockets, just one big pocket. This holds like a small knife, or my 10-inch knife, I just stick it in there, or a small knife or scraper, and this. So I just have it. But also the belt does hold my tape dispenser, so that's on my left side. Because I'm righty, I tape on my right, and it's tape dispenser on the left. So I'm gonna do a few seams. And this mud is usually very good. It's the excellent mud. USG sheetrock can, purple lid, greatest mud in creations, mid-weight. It might be a tad lighter than the green top, the regular mud, but it's awesome. But the lid, whoever moved it didn't put the lid on completely, and so it got a little crusty on top. So it's a little bit rough, the mud, which for the rough coat, first coat, it's fine. But any other coat, you can't set coat this because there's too many dried pieces and you leave lines and stuff, so it's no good. But for roughing, it's fine. I'll spot some nails. Got a screw sticking out. What do? Reach for my trusty Phillips screwdriver. Alright, put it in there. Give it a quarter turn, and that's right. Boom. Take some mud, slap it on here, come down the opposite way. Okay? Now I knock out this corner. Butt up the knife. Come right up the side. Just like that. You gotta have command of the knife. Don't worry about getting anything on your fingers. Look at my finger. It's always white. You're always gonna get something on you. Can't be afraid of that. Alright, can't be afraid. This stuff comes off with water. You get it on the floor, you get it on glass, you get on yourself, you wipe it with a little water, comes right off. Doesn't stain, it's fine. Come right up, side knife right up. Okay, take the hawk, hang around the back of there, pull my tape out, get the nice crease going, stick it right in the corner, just like that. Make sure it's right in the corner. Snake it, push it right in there. Make sure you get all the ankle out. Cut it. Push it right into the corner. Make sure it's in the corner good. Take the hook. Always mix. Keep the mud mixed up. Make sure you wipe the side that butts into the sheetrock. Just like that. The other side is right on the edge. Now you can see some of these screws didn't get hit. So you go up like this, and you come back down. Done. So we got a seam right here, we'll do that. Always wipe the opposite way, right? You put the mud going up, you wipe it coming down. Okay, when you're spreading the mud, handle close to the wall to spread. When you're wiping, handle away from the wall and you come down. Scrape it all off. Only leave the mud where you need it. Don't just leave mud all around. You're gonna sand it off later anyway. You only put the mud where you need it. Always leave the tape even, okay? Because if you put this on that seam there, then when you do the top and you come down, how you gonna meet that? How you gonna do that? You can't do that. Okay, so go like this. Against the wall, right? Flat, even. That way, when you go to do the top, you can match it. Just like that. Rough seam. Now we just keep going around the room. Just keep going around the room. Just like that. So you've got some screws there. Remember, what I told you. When your boards are laid vertically, straight up and down, you're gonna have a lot more seams, a lot more. Just in this little bit area, we got 1, 2, 3 seams and corners. You're always gonna have corners. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 seams you'll have. Now, if this room was railroaded, if the boards were laid horizontally here, you would have 1 cross seam. You would have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Because of the windows, you gotta have them separate. But you would have 1 seam around the room. That's it on the walls. 1 seam, unless you have like a window and a break or somewhere, and you gotta put a little piece of sheetrock in. But normally, that's it. But you'll have a ton and a half of screws. You'll have screws like forget it. You understand? That's how they do it residential. But he did this commercially, like they normally do, which is straight up and down. So you're gonna have a lot more seams, and you're gonna have, fewer screws. Even though you got enough screws here. But if this was going across, you'd have 1 big cross seam in the middle, and then everything would be screws. So that's the difference. Now, residentially, they railroad. You use a lot less sheetrock too. You use a lot less. So it's a money saving. Everything comes down to money, and dollars and cents, everything. So it's a big savings, because over here, straight up and down, the board's only 4x8. So if you got to have, do the math. If you got a 12-foot wall or something, how many things you need, how many seams you're going to need. But if your wall is 8 foot and you lay that sucker on its side, you got 1 seam. Then you put 1 on top, and boom, done. And and it's less taping, because you only got the 1 cross seam. But you got to make sure that sucker's like this wide, because it's right in the middle of the room. You can't, you got to make sure, because that you don't want that to be a focal point. But this is different. This was like 40 something years ago when this was the standard. So, you know, whether it's up and down, crossways, sideways, diagonal, up, down, vertical, doesn't matter. It's got to be taped. It's got to be taped correctly. Right, straight up and down, wipe it down. You butt it up, you wipe it down. That's called running the screws. You got something in here. Now, these screws next to the door buck, that's going to get covered by trim anyway. Some people don't even do it. But you know what? I do it, you know, just to have the finished look. This is next to the closet. That's going to get trimmed out. But you know what? I do it anyway. Just in case. I don't know when they're going to trim this out. You know, it might take another 40 years, who knows. But at least I'll have it finished until they decide what they're going to do with the trim and whatnot. So. And plus, you know, it makes for a finished look. You know, get a little mud in there, take your knife, take it out.